Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a really fascinating Q&A session with Dr.MaqsoodAzeemi. We've taken his answers and boiled them down to three big ideas. And honestly, they might just challenge how you see everything: the world, your relationships, even yourself. So, let's get right into it. All right, let's kick things off with a question that really gets to the heart of our discussion today. I want you to think about someone you truly admire. Could be a mentor, a leader, a spiritual guide, anybody. Now, when you're in their presence, does that inspire you to be better, to grow? Or does it kind of leave you frozen, just totally in awe? This isn't just a random feeling, it's a huge distinction that could shape your whole journey of personal growth. And that leads us straight to our first big idea. This is all about making a shift from just being a passive admirer to someone who shows active, transformative respect. It's really about how we handle authority and greatness in our lives. So the source gives us two really powerful Arabic terms to think about. On one side, you have marubiyat. This is that state of being so awestruck that you're just paralyzed. Your own thoughts shut down and you stop moving forward. You're just stuck. But on the other side, you've got adab. And this isn't just about being polite. Adab is an active respect that actually creates a softness inside you. It makes you receptive. It lets you absorb the pattern, the wisdom, the mindset of the person you admire, so you can actually do something with it. This quote right here really reframes the whole idea of passive awe. It's not seen as a form of respect, but as a roadblock to your own development. I mean, it paints this picture of being completely frozen, unable to think or act. Real growth, that adab we were talking about, isn't about just standing there admiring someone. It's about understanding why they're great and then working to build those same qualities within yourself. Now, to make it even clearer, the source breaks this down into three kinds of influence. You've got rulers who inspire what's called arab as a beb. It's a mix of awe and fear, and you need it to keep society in order. Then you have scholars. They inspire ihtiram, which is respect. But with ihtiram, you can still think for yourself. You can even disagree. And then there are saints, or spiritual guides. They inspire aqidat. This is a really deep devotion, where your mind sort of becomes connected or entangled with theirs. In that state, there isn't any room for disagreement, because you're in a space of complete trust and receptivity. Okay, let's pivot to our second big idea. We're going to see how this builds from our own inner state to how we relate to everyone around us. This is about a major shift in mindset. And here we go, another really sharp contrast. On the left, you've got infaradiyat, which is basically the me mindset. It's that voice in your head that says, I want what I want, and who cares how it affects anyone else. It's totally focused on the self. But on the right, we have ijtimai zayn, the collective mindset. And this is summed up perfectly in that famous teaching, like for your brother what you like for yourself. It's all about widening your circle of concern to include other people. Now, here's the crucial point. Developing a collective mindset doesn't mean you have to erase yourself or your own needs. Not at all. You have a right to be happy. But it asks you to be mindful. It makes you ask the question, okay, in my pursuit of happiness, am I accidentally causing someone else pain? It's about respecting the values of the community and making sure your well-being doesn't come at the expense of someone else's. All right, our third and final idea is wow. It's just a masterclass in why nuance is so important. It gets into a really common point of confusion by looking super closely at the real meaning of a single, often misunderstood word. I mean, this is a question that has confused a lot of people for a long time. If something is forbidden here in this life, why would it be a reward in the next one? Well, the source material shows us that it's not a contradiction at all. It's actually a misunderstanding that comes down to language. Okay, so let's get really specific. The actual Quranic term for what's forbidden is khamr. The root of this word means to veil or to cloud. So khamr isn't just one thing. It's any substance that intoxicates you, clouds your judgment, and basically puts you in a stupor. It's the effect of intoxication that's forbidden. Now, let's contrast that with the word sharab. In Arabic, sharab is just a general word for any drink. Water is a sharab. Juice is a sharab. A delicious, refreshing sherbet is a sharab. It just means a beverage. So the sharab that's promised in paradise isn't the intoxicant khamr. It's a pure, delightful, life-enhancing drink, just like the rivers of water, milk, and honey that are also mentioned. And this quote, this just illustrates the whole point brilliantly. Think of the world itself as a sharab, a drink that's meant to be experienced, used, and appreciated. It's a source of life. The mistake, the forbidden part, is treating it like khamr and becoming so drunk on worldly things that you lose your senses and forget what really matters. So, these three ideas about respect, about community, and about interpretation, they all point to one single, really powerful conclusion.
So let's just recap. We've basically looked at three huge shifts in how we can see things. First, moving from the paralysis of masrubiyats to the active growth of adab. Second, moving our focus from the selfish me to the compassionate we. And third, learning to look past a simple translation of a word, like sharab, to really get the substantive difference from khamr. All three are really an invitation to find a deeper, more nuanced way of understanding our world.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. True wisdom, it's rarely just sitting there on the surface. It comes from questioning what we assume to be true and from searching for that nuance that's just waiting to be discovered. So the question for you is, what common idea in your life could be totally transformed if you just decided to look for its deeper meaning? Thank you for joining us.